What's going on, y'all? This is Timmy with Flipping for Funds, back again with another What Sold video. We sell on eBay and Amazon. We've had a couple sales here in the past couple days, and the last video I put up, let's just say sales were horrible. For 3 or 4 days there, we had hardly anything. We only had just a handful of sales, and that's very abnormal for us. Not sure what happened. I think everybody was just waiting to get paid. We had right many sales over the weekend, so let's get into it and see what sold over on eBay. If you like the content I give you today, please give it a thumbs up down there underneath the video, and consider subscribing and being part of the community that I'm trying to build. All right, let's get into it. All right, the last item I showed y'all that we sold was sold on the 10th, and it was this K&N air footer. So we're going to start here on the 11th. Sales picked up for us. This is a very, very small accessory for a Green Lantern, a DC Comics figure. I picked this up on Whatnot with a whole bunch of other stuff. I think it was just in a bag with other stuff. And it sold for $9.49 with free shipping all by itself. Then my wife had picked up these shoes a while back from Walmart. I can't remember if she had $1 or $2 in these, and we packed them up, put a label on them, and they were going to go out the next day, and we got a message from the buyer, and they said that they had the incorrect address. Could we ship it to a different address? I had already printed out the label. I can get refunded for the label, that's not a problem. But the problem here is that for me to have seller protection, I need to send to the eBay verified address. So, and this is a warning to anybody selling on eBay or Amazon, Poshmark, Mercari, any of those places. If a buyer reaches out to you and asks you to send it somewhere else, absolutely do not do that. Because if they say they don't get it, then it's going to show in your transaction that you sent it to the incorrect address. So just a warning to y'all, what I did was I just completely canceled the transaction, canceled the order, and put in my notes why I canceled the order, so eBay could see that. And also I applied with USPS to be refunded for the purchase of that particular package. So that's how I would handle that if I was y'all. You may do it a different way, but I'm not shipping to the wrong address. The buyer has to fix that. And I reached back out to them and I told them, look, if you still want to buy it, I've relisted it. And I even gave them a link to the listing, and they still have not. So I don't know what's going on there. But moving along, if you watched one of my previous videos where I went to the first day of an estate sale, I picked up this clock here, this Sankio digital clock. Everything on it seemed to work. The alarm worked. Everything on it, the light inside of it and all was working. I had just a few dollars in this. I had maybe $6 or something like that in it. And it sold for $39.99, and the buyer paid shipping on it. This item here, I think I received this for Christmas from someone, and my wife put it up on. I told her I didn't want it. She put it up on eBay, and it sold for $23.75, and the buyer paid shipping on it. This is an outfit my wife got from Walmart. I'm sure she was in it for pennies, but she sold it for $9.49 and free shipping. Picked up quite a few of these spa science things from Walmart a while back. I do not even remember what we paid for these. I think it was like $5, and this one sold for $19.97, and the buyer paid shipping on it. This is also something that I picked up from that first day of that estate sale. There was a bunch of Revereware products inside of a cardboard box under a table, and they were asking $20 for the whole box. This is one of the items that sold out of it. It's a small measuring cup from Revereware. It sold for $15.99 and free shipping. Now, I got many items out of that. I got 7 or 8 Revereware items, and there was some other stuff in there that I kept. And the rest of the stuff that I did not want, instead of trashing it, I took it back to the local thrift store that I normally go to, and I figured they put it on the shelf and get them a few dollars for it. So I just did that on my lunch break, and now I'm shooting this video. I also sold this fig pen. It's a Gambit from the X-Men comics. I didn't make any money off this. I paid $6 or $7 for that thing, so I pretty much broke even on that one. That was a bad buy. Wouldn't recommend buying those unless, you know, it's a very popular one or you get it for a couple of dollars. I sold some of these military boots that I picked up a while back. I'm in them for about $15, and I had to clean them up a little bit, but it didn't take 10 minutes or so to clean them up. Those particular boots sold for $33.25, and the buyer paid the shipping on that. We also sold the Stitch plush collector set here. There was 5 or 6 plush in this. Picked it up at Walmart for $5 and sold it for $19.25, and the buyer paid shipping. And we have multiples of those, so maybe they'll all sell at that price. Here, this came from when I went to it wasn't really an estate sale. It was a person that had bought an estate and they were going through the trailers and trying to get rid of items. And I picked up this 2-box set of DVDs, respiratory therapy review DVDs. It's kind of like instructions. And it sold for $99 plus free shipping. Just a handful of DVDs, but that's something to be on the lookout for. That's a bolo right there. If you're at a garage sale or somewhere and you see instructional material, especially if it's science related or health related, you might want to pick that up if you can get it for cheap. That was in a huge lot of stuff that I paid $80 for. And I mean, I'm in this for a couple of bucks maybe. So that was a great sale right there. Sold this bike light that I picked up, and I can't even remember where I picked this up at. I think it was a thrift store up around Washington, D.C., I do believe. Paid a couple of bucks for it, sold it for $14.70 with free shipping. And this item here, a magnetic wristband, is kind of a mechanic's wristband. You can put tools and bolts and stuff on. Somebody gave me this for Christmas, so I figured I didn't need it. I figured I would try to make a sale on it. Sometimes I put stuff up that I know I'm not going to make money off of, because it's a chance for me to get a positive feedback, just to get another feedback added up there and to get another sale in my store. And maybe somebody, while they're in my store, they'll look and find something else and they'll purchase that. So that's just something I do sometimes. Is it good or bad? I don't know, but I don't think anything's wrong with getting extra positive feedback. Picked up these 2 bottles. You could use them most people use these as syrup bottles, like pancake syrup. In them for like $1 a piece. They sold for $15 plus the buyer paid the shipping on it. Next up, this is another item that was in that cardboard box that I got the Revereware stuff from. It's from Wherever. The name on it is Hallite. It's a really cool aluminum pan, and I showed it in a previous video, but it's got that like those twisted copper handles on it. I mean, it's very pretty, and I figured somebody would jump right on it, and they did. You know, within a few days of listing it, it sold for $14.99, and the buyer paid shipping on it. Then I have this 90s Pittsburgh Steelers, it's a starter jersey, and I believe I picked this up on Whatnot, and it just sold for $28.98 plus free shipping. Shipping's gonna only be a little over $4 for that. And these are some of my daughter's flip-flops or sandals that my wife posted up at $8.99 and free shipping. And these are some overalls I picked up from a thrift store, and I'm not gonna lie to you, I cannot remember what I bought these for, but I doubt I spent more than $10 on these, and I'm pretty sure it was less than that. But they sold for $28.97, and the buyer also paid the shipping on that. And this last item that sold today, a couple of these last ones I haven't shipped out because they just sold today. This is a calculator I picked up at a local thrift store, and I paid like $4 for it. And it sold for $29.99, and the buyer paid the shipping on that. It is a vintage item. It's like 25 years old. People do look for those old calculators. So that's something to be on the lookout for when especially if you're in a thrift store and you find these things brand new. You know, if it's like a Texas Instruments TI-84 or something like that, it doesn't matter if it's new or not. People will still pay this much for it. Sometimes they'll pay more than that for it. You know, people love those old calculators. So that's what sold today, y'all. It was a whole lot better than the last video I had for y'all. I hope you saw some items in there that maybe you can look out for at your local thrift store or Goodwill or yard sale, estate sale, garage sale, whatever you might be going to. You know, I think it's a good idea to watch other resellers. I do it all the time, and see what kind of things they pick up, because I watch guys like Harry Tornado, NC Picker, Commonwealth Picker, Commonwealth Flipper, NC Flipper. I mean, these guys have multiple accounts that they use, and I watch all of them because I want to see their content. I want to see what they're buying. I want to see how much money they're making, because it's going to help me out in the long run. I'm learning a lot from them as far as YouTube. I'm learning a lot from them as far as eBay. And there's other guys out there that I watch that do flips on Amazon. Richie Hustles is one of them. I recommend all these names I'm throwing out to y'all. If you're interested in doing this kind of thing, go check them out. These are folks, a lot of these folks are folks who do this full time. This is all they do, you know, year round. Some of them have regular jobs. They do kind of what I do. You know, when they get home or lunch break, stuff like that, they go out and buy stuff. But I recommend y'all go check those out. And if I've helped you out in any way, or you just enjoyed the content I've given you today, I ask that you just give me a thumbs up down there. You know, consider subscribing. This is a new channel. I'm just getting started out good, but I'm learning as I go. And you know, maybe you're wanting to get into this. I think I might be a good candidate for you to watch, because you're going to get to see me do positive things and do negative things. I'm going to screw up, and I'm going to hit stuff. I'm going to score on stuff. I'm going to get things right sometimes. But yeah, I recommend you keep watching and go check out some of those folks I mentioned. And I'll catch y'all on the next one. Bye-bye.